Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be answering some questions about my health. I asked you guys through my Instagram, through Facebook, not here on YouTube, but through those two social medias to ask me some questions, and a ton of you guys asked me all kinds of questions about my health. So I will be answering them today. Also, if you guys have any more questions on my health or anything else, leave them in the comments down below. But without further ado, I quickly want to introduce myself for anybody that is new here. My name is Cindy Flores, and here on my channel, I share my kidney transplant journey as well as testimony, travel vlogs, lifestyle videos, workout videos, and so much more. So if you are new, definitely consider subscribing. Now let's begin. Okay, I do want to mention that I'm going to be drinking a ton of water throughout this video. Here I have some warm water, and here I have my cup of water because today is the first day of my water fast, so I'm excited and I'm trying to stay as hydrated as possible. So let's hop into these questions, guys. I got a ton. I think we're going to go to the questions. First question. I've been trying to lose weight around my lower belly and it's been a struggle. How did you do it? So I get questions about like my whole workout and about what exactly I do to keep the swelling down because I do kind of have like the moon face, but not as bad as other people that are taking prednisone. And I did gain weight after my transplant. I gained 20 pounds, but I've kept the same 20 pounds. So what I've been doing to maintain my weight is simple. I try to stay as active as possible. So if that means walking, running, I haven't lifted weights in a while, but I have been doing those too. So walking and running has helped me a lot. Also, watching what you eat is super important. Try to avoid high sodium foods that have a lot of sugar, carbs, any of that stuff that is going to make you retain or gain. So sugar is going to make you gain weight and cause you to gain fat, while sodium is going to help you hold a lot of water. So drinking a lot of water to have your system constantly flushing out the toxins that aren't supposed to be in there, and making sure you're like staying active so you can sweat off that fluid weight, and also avoiding sugar and carbs and things that honestly are not healthy. You really have to put the effort to try to get rid of the stuff that are not going to benefit your health. Next question. I'm 9 weeks post-transplant and being slim, I wonder if it's possible to regain my original physique. Yes, it is possible. I dropped down a lot of weight when I got my transplant, but just as quick as I lost it, I gained it. So also be careful on that because it is possible. You can actually go over your physique. So over to the point that you're not satisfied with your own point. Like you can gain, like I've met a lot of people that gain so much weight that they're just now not feeling the best about themselves because they overgained rather than, you know, staying at something that's healthy for them. Next question, how much water have you started drinking since you had a transplant daily? Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, when I first got my transplant, it was hard for me to be drinking a lot of water, and I mentioned it in one of my videos. I believe it was like the 4th or the 3rd day of my transplant, I started to cry because I just felt overwhelmed because I wasn't staying as hydrated as I needed to be. I remember I was putting out more than I was putting in, and it was just such a struggle because I had came from basically not limiting my water, but not drinking as much, to now having to drink a ton of water. So in the beginning it was a challenge, and I was drinking the amount that I should. I believe I want to say I was probably drinking like 5 of these, and honestly that's not enough. And then I started to kind of like not drink as much water as I needed to. But now about, I want to say 2 weeks ago, I started to drink a ton of water, and I have a video here on my channel. I'll link it down below for you guys, where I talk about how water has been changing my health, how it has been improving my health in a lot of aspects. So I highly recommend that you guys are staying hydrated, that you guys should at least be drinking a good 10 of these, because there's so many benefits of staying hydrated. And I don't know if you guys noticed, my skin looks a lot better because I've been staying hydrated and watching what I eat. So it's important that you drink enough water, drink enough, guys. Next question. I'm a kidney recipient. Send me diet and exercise. Thank you. Okay. Like I said, a ton of you guys have asked me about like my whole exercise and diet. I'm probably gonna be getting into it into more detail pretty soon in some future videos, but for now it's just basically staying active and watching what you eat. Next question. Have you ever got delayed in taking your medicines by mistake? I have delayed by 2 hours and I'm worried. Okay. That's a really good question, and that's a question that I'm about to go into, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, 100% honest. Yes, I have gotten delayed in my medicines, and not just once, not just twice, a couple of times, probably many times. And this is something that in the beginning I was super self-disciplined, super strict, and making sure I was taking my medicines on time. But I want to say like about 6 months ago is when I truly like started to slack on taking my medicines on time, because I had taken off my alarm, which I need to put it back on because till this point I haven't put my alarm back on. I was basically taking them about an hour late, 2 hours late, sometimes not even taking them. With that being said, I don't recommend that for anybody. I do believe it's super important that you guys are taking your medicines, because you never know, your body can literally have a reaction and then it can be a huge problem. And also another thing that I've done, and I really don't recommend this for anybody, but I'm just being transparent with you guys, is that for a whole week I did not take my transplant medications. And I did this because, and this was recent, this was about 2 weeks ago. I did this because my health was just feeling horrible. Like I was not feeling good and I needed my time. I felt like I needed my immune system to pick back up a little so I could fight off everything that was happening in my body. And I did that with my own, like I was my own doctor and I did that, but I really highly don't recommend it to anybody. But I'm good now, and like my health, everything, when I did that, everything started to pick back up. So the problems that I was having got better by themselves because I did that. I didn't really do anything else. I did take a couple antibiotics here and there that the doctors gave me, but other than that, just not taking transplant medications or immunosuppressants for that week, it actually helped me, I felt. And then I did start taking them back up, and I'm taking them now. So with that being said, it's okay. Not it's okay, but nothing severe is gonna happen if you miss your medication by 2 hours or if you're delayed by an hour. When you remember to take them, just quickly pop them in and continue on with your day. Also, another question, also about weight control after mine is not stopping, even with 90 minutes of walking daily. So like I said, I'm going to answer all the weight questions, all the health questions, or all the exercising and working out questions in a future video. Okay. Next question. I'm a kidney transplant and I have been having problems with acne. Have you experienced acne? Yes, girl, I have experienced a ton of acne in the beginning of my transplant. I actually have a whole video. I'll link it down below as well when I talk about the physical changes of my transplant. And this was shot like pretty soon after my transplant. I want to say a week, because I had noticed a lot of changes in my body just with the week of me being on the immunosuppressants. So I have been dealing, or I had a lot of acne problems, but now it's more controlled. And what I found out that has helped me to control that acne is simple: water. I talk about it in the other video, which I also link down below. That water has been changing my overall health. So it's super important that you're drinking that water. Sorry, I kept hearing my lungs do this weird wheezing noise. Anyways, so it's super important that you guys are drinking water, and honestly, I think that would help you, that would change, you know, your skin, because I noticed the change in me. So try that out. Try some water out. Try drinking a ton. Next question, which is not really a question, said, girl, I'm in the process of trying to get a transplant and now I'm PD. Life is hard, or things are hard. And I just want to say to you, girl, that it's gonna be all right. You know, keep pushing. For those who are on dialysis, it's not easy. I know, I understand, I get you 100%. I was in that process for 2.5 years. It's not easy, but do not get discouraged. Don't lose hope, and keep proclaiming and believing that you will get a transplant, or that you will overcome that process in your life. Because I remember in that, when you're in that valley and you're walking, you feel so alone. You feel like not that many people can relate. For me, at least, I remember I was the only one in my family dealing through this. You know, my family, like my mom, my dad, my sister, they don't understand as, you know, as well as I did, because I was actually living that situation. But they were there to help and to encourage and to support me in a lot of aspects. So try to stay as positive and as hopeful as possible, because it's super important, and try to always have a positive outlook and a positive mindset to what your future is going to be and to what you are living through. Next question. How long do you have a kidney transplant? So I got my kidney transplant back in February of 2017. I got it February 3rd exactly. So February 3rd of 2017 was when I got my transplant. So I'm about to go into 4 years of transplant this February that's coming. Next question. Has your faith helped you? I'm struggling after my C-section with major health problems. Yes, my faith has helped me a ton. God has truly carried me through this whole process. If I didn't have God, honestly, I wouldn't even be sitting here in front of the camera talking with you guys, because I would not have been alive. And I could say that He helped me throughout the whole process. Guys. He carried me, because I could not have done it without Him. So yes, my faith has helped me 100%. And everything that I have, everything that I am, everything that I plan to do is for His glory and for His kingdom, because I'm human and I make mistakes and I have many defects and I make many bad decisions, but His grace is sufficient. His grace and His love and His mercy is enough for me. And I couldn't thank Him enough for my process, for my whole process of dialysis, of dealing with the kidney transplant, and just other things in life. I couldn't thank Him enough or I can't thank Him enough, because He has been beyond good. He's been beyond merciful, because I don't deserve His mercy. I don't deserve His love. And we all have fallen short of His glory. But He has always been there at the end. So yes, to answer your question, my faith has helped me a lot. And also, you mentioned that you're having health problems. I just want to say to you to don't give up. You know, keep fighting the good fight, and keep having that hope, and keep staying as positive as possible. Next question. What is your creatinine? So right now, at the moment, my creatinine is at 0.9. That was the last time I checked. I'm gonna go tomorrow to get my infusion, so I'm gonna have like a new updated creatinine. But since my transplant, it has been staying at 0.8 to 1. 1 was the highest, and I was pretty nervous about it because I was so used to my 0.8 creatinine. But right now, it's at 0.9. Next question. Had a kidney transplant 2 years ago, thinking about children. Do you want another child? Yes, I do plan to have another baby in the future. But at the moment, you know, since I'm not in a relationship or anything, I haven't even been thinking about kids. But yes, in the future, I do plan to have a baby. If so, what steps have you taken to get your body ready? Negative and positive of pregnancy, in your opinion. Okay, so at the moment, I'm not doing really anything to get my body ready. Like I mentioned before, I'm trying to stay as fit and healthy as possible. And then the negative and the positives of pregnancy, in my opinion. The negative would be that I would be putting myself at risk because I am a transplant recipient, so I would be having a high-risk pregnancy. That would be honestly the only negative, and the fact that maybe there's a slim chance of me losing my transplant. And then the positives can go on and on. I mean, I would have a baby, I would be happy, and hopefully a healthy and a strong baby. So it kind of, I don't know, I feel like the risks are like this, and then the positives are here. So yeah, I would definitely go for it, baby, if I have the opportunity. So next question. How's life post-transplant? Well, life honestly has been pretty good after transplant. So God walked me through my process of dialysis and having a transplant. And when I overcame my process with the transplant, I felt like God was He started taking me through a different process. So I was dealing a lot with my health for the past couple of years, but now since like my health is in control, there's other things that, you know, have been going on around my life that God is, you know, molding me for. So life has been pretty good. It's been a blessing. And it's 100 times better than being on dialysis. So to this point, I'm very thankful and very happy about my transplant. Next question, what are the restrictions post-transplant? Well, there's many. A couple of them are on your diet, so you have to restrict certain foods. You're not allowed to eat raw foods or grapefruit because that interacts with the medication. And then you can't overlift, or my dog is over here scratching herself. You can't exert your body too much when you're working out. You do have to be some kind of careful. You can't overlift because that can be very dangerous for your kidney. And other than that, there's not really any restrictions. You pretty much have almost a normal life. And then the fact that you're taking immunosuppressants for the life of the kidney. Next question, is the medication heavy on you? Also, are there any side effects? Yes, the medication can be heavy, and not really heavy, like you can deal with a lot of side effects. A couple of mine, I'm not gonna go too into it. I do have a video as well on it, so I'll link that as well so you guys can see. But basically the acne, and then other, like, since my immune system is down, other things will come up. So I used to never get cold sores, but after my transplant I started to get cold sores every time I would get a fever. What's another thing? The fluid retention and just other stuff. So I can't remember from the top of my head right now, but yes, there are side effects. The medication isn't too heavy, but yes, you can feel the medication. And then the last question, if you can evaluate yourself on how well you're doing when it comes to diet, taking care of yourself, sleeping well, etc., 1 to 100, how much would you give yourself? Right now, I'm gonna be honest, I would probably give myself a 70, because I am doing pretty well, but not to the point that I'm like so happy with how I'm taking care of myself. I'm trying to sleep more, trying to eat better, trying to work out, but I'm still not all the way there, not to the point where I could be like 100, but it's coming very soon. So those are all my questions. If I didn't answer your question, I'm sorry. I didn't want to make this video too long. So thank you guys so much. Also, I want to do a Q&A about my personal life and other things other than my health. If you guys can do me the huge favor and leave some questions down below, I would greatly appreciate it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a blessed and a beautiful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.